As we stood there, a sudden hubbub broke out at the shop we just left. We turned back to see Breckenridge, the salesman, shaking his fist at a little rat-faced man. "I've had enough of you and your geese," shouted Bert. "Get out of here at once." "But one of these geese was mine," whined the little man. "Then ask Mrs. Oakshott about it." "I did, and she told me to ask you." You can ask the King of Prussia for all I care," shouted Breckenridge, "but don't bother me a minute more." He rushed fiercely at the little man, who turned and ran. "Excellent," said Holmes with delight. "This may save us a trip to Brixton Road. Come on, Watson." We took off after the rat-faced man. Holmes soon caught up with him and tapped his shoulder. The man sprang around, looking pale and frightened. "What do you want?" he asked. "Pardon me, but I couldn't help overhearing your argument. I believe I can help you. Who are you? What do you know of this?" "My name is Sherlock Holmes, and it's my business to know things that other people don't." "Well, you don't know about this. I know everything about it. You're looking for 24 geese that Mrs. Oakshott of Brixton Road sold to a shopkeeper named Breckenridge, who sold them to Mr. Windigate of the Alpha Inn, who bought them for his club." "Yes, sir. You're just the man I hoped to meet. I can't tell you how important this is to me." "In that case," said Holmes, hailing a cab, "let's get out of this cold, windy street and talk someplace cozier. But first tell me, what is your name?" "John Robinson." No. What's your real name?" said Holmes sweetly. The man blushed and stammered. "Well, then, my real name is James Ryder." "Exactly so," said Holmes, "head attendant at the Cosmopolitan Hotel." The little man looked from Holmes to me back again, half hopeful and half suspicious. Then he shrugged and got into a cab. Soon we three were at Baker Street, sitting by the fire. "Now," said Holmes, "you want to know what became of all those geese. Or, to be exact, one goose, white, with a bar across its tail." The little man shook with emotion. "That's the one. What became of it?" "It came here. The remarkable bird it was, too. It laid an egg after it was dead. The prettiest, brightest little blue egg you ever did see. I have it right here." Holmes unlocked his strong box and turned out the blue carbuncle. Ryder staggered to his feet in shock. "The game is up, Ryder," said Holmes. "You're going to prison. I have all the proof I need, but you can fill in a detail or two. How did you learn about this blue stone of the Countess of Morocco?" "Catherine Cusack told me about it," said Ryder in a broken voice. "Ah, yes, the Countess's maid. Fine jewels have tempted better men than you. Ryder, but you did more than just steal it. You knew of Horner's past, so you set him up to take the blame of your crime." Ryder threw himself to the floor and shamelessly clutched my friend's knees. "Please, please, have mercy. Think of my father. Think of my mother. This will break their hearts. I will never do wrong again. I swear." "You should have thought of your parents' hearts before committing your crime," Holmes said coldly. "How did the stone end up in the goose?" "Maggie Oakshott is my sister," whined the miserable man. "I had to hide the stone quickly in case the police searched me or my home. Maggie and her husband had promised me one of their geese for Christmas. The police would never think to look inside of a goose. So I went to the Oakshotts, found a goose different from the others, and jammed the stone in its throat. The bird made such a racket that Maggie came out to see what was going on. I was so startled that I let go, and the goose flapped off to join the others." "What were you doing to that bird?" she wanted to know. "Oh, I was just trying to see which one is the fattest." "You said I could have one, don't you remember?" "She said that she'd already set one aside for me, an extra fat one, but I told her that I wanted the one that I'd picked. She said that I could take whatever bird I wanted. I found that the one with the barred tail killed it and took it with me. But when I took the goose to the man who was going to buy the stone, we cut it open. Nothing was there. I ran back to my sister's house in panic, but all the birds were gone. She said that she'd kept one for her family and sold the other 24 to Breckenridge of Covent Garden. I asked if any of them had a bared tail, and she said yes, 2, and she could never tell them apart. I'd taken one, and the other had gone to Breckenridge. I ran there at once, but it was too late, and well, you gentlemen know the rest. My sister thinks that I have gone crazy. Maybe I have. I ruined myself. I sold my soul for a fortune I never even have. Oh, please have mercy. The wretch buried his face in his hands and wept. There was a long silence, broken only by the man's pitiful sobs and tapping of Holmes' fingers on the tabletop. Finally, my friend stood up, crossed the room, and flung open the door. "Get out," he ordered. "Yes, sir. Thank you, sir." In a trice, he had flown out the door, down the stairs, onto the street, and away. You look surprised, Watson. The police haven't hired me to make up for their mistakes. If Horner were in danger of being convicted, it would be different. But the only man who could testify against him is Ryder, and you can be sure he won't dare to show his face in court. The case will collapse, and Horner will be freed. But Holmes, Ryder won't go wrong again. He's too frightened. Besides, isn't Christmas the season of forgiveness? Now, my good friend, would you ring the bell for the new maid? I think I'm ready to begin a new investigation of my dinner.